On Tuesday evening, a train derailed near Miechów in the Lower Poland region. The incident was caused by low temperatures and a broken rail. The derailment of part of the Polregio train traveling from Kielce to Kraków occurred on Tuesday after 9 p.m. near Miechów in the Lesser Poland voivodeship. There were about 20 people on board, but fortunately no one was hurt. TV Republika was the first television station to report directly from the scene. The derailment occurred after 9 p.m. in Smroków, not far from the train station here. As it turns out, drivers of other trains had been reporting problems with the condition of the tracks on this section since 6 p.m. This information was obtained by MP Paulina Matysiak. No action was taken, nor there were any recommendations made to, for example, introduce speed restrictions on this section, or to order cautionary driving, or to send an appropriate unit there to check, or to close the track. It is scandalous that no one from the services went to the site to check the unevenness before the train derailed. In fact, the warning of one train driver was ignored. As train drivers, we take this very seriously. Unfortunately, the signals given by train drivers are downplayed. To our knowledge, more than 2 hours passed from the moment the report was made. Without checking it, another train was sent. The services only took action after the regional train derailed. PKP Polish Railway Lines responded to our questions in this way. Good morning. The matter is being investigated. The traffic controller instructed the train drivers to observe the track after the first signal of a possible unevenness. Not all train drivers confirmed the presence of unevenness. We are not currently speculating on the causes of the incident on the Miechów-Słomniki route. They are being investigated by a specially appointed commission, which will provide detailed answers to any questions that arise. Best regards, Piotr Hamarnik, Press Team Polish Railway Lines SA. Although PKP Polish Railway Lines assures us today that the commission is still working and has 30 days to explain the causes of the train derailment, the Lesser Poland Police and the Polish Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Defense, already have their opinion. The Railway Commission conducting activities at the scene of the incident ruled out external interference. The rail was naturally dislodged due to low temperatures. No elements related to explosives were detected. Everything indicates, as the investigation is still ongoing, that this is 99% the result of wear and tear, material exhaustion, and frost. This required the repair of 200 meters of track. The work took almost 2 days. I am upset that we have no information from the Ministry of Infrastructure. What really happened and in what order? The Polish Minister of Infrastructure, Dariusz Klimczak, bears political responsibility for the train derailment. However, government politicians are disregarding his responsibility. The minister will not deal with a single track. That is what procedures and people are for. And yet 2 months ago, there were acts of sabotage on the Polish railways. 12 trains ran over the blown-up tracks. The train drivers also raised the alarm at the time. The government and the services reacted very late. Fortunately, no one was hurt. It turns out that we don't need any saboteurs because we ourselves are unable to ensure the safety of passengers, employees, train drivers, and conductors. The last few weeks have been a real nightmare for travelers, as it is difficult to count on trains arriving on time, and many trains do not arrive at all. Mr. Minister, please come out and tell Poles which trains will be cancelled today and in the coming days, because it is scandalous that travelers cannot plan their journeys. Thank you. The first days of January and heavy snowfall led to train service disruptions, snow-covered train stations, delayed trains, stops in the middle of nowhere. Today, however, the situation is still difficult. I left Wrocław by train at 6:45 a.m. If all goes well, I might make it to Warsaw by 2 p.m. In 3 weeks, I have experienced 2 canceled trains and a dozen or so delayed trains. Only 2 trains arrived on schedule. This is not a delay. It is transport absurdity and a joke. For weeks, huge delays, canceled trains, no reliable announcements, and zero control over the situation. Can Minister Dariusz Klimczak finally take an interest in the issue and deal with this irrational situation? Our reporter has had similar experiences with Polish railways. railways. Between September and December, I traveled from Gdańsk to Warsaw exactly 12 times, always on the same day, Tuesday, on the morning train that leaves Gdańsk at 4 a.m. and arrives in Warsaw at 8 a.m. Not once did it arrive on time. Not once. The delays ranged from 10 minutes and an hour. It should be noted that this was before the cold weather set in. The Blask online portal described journalist Małgorzata Obczowska's train journey. Małgorzata Obczowska dreamed of a peaceful, comfortable journey in the premium class, Pendolino, a warm carriage, soft seats, maybe even a cup of coffee in her hand. Reality? As usual, Polish railways decided to bring her down to earth, and quite brutally at that. What is happening now at PKP is simply total Armageddon, total chaos. The journalist was traveling from Warsaw to Kraków. There was a delay at the start, and on top of that, there was no heating on the train. A ticket for this train, the Pendolino, from Warsaw to Kraków costs over 200 zł per person, and in first class it is almost twice as much, and for this price you get a 90-minute delay and severe exposure to the cold, which can result in a bad cold. So well done, PKP. Despite this, PKP PLK assures us that dispatchers are ensuring safe, smooth, and punctual train traffic. The Ministry of Infrastructure says it's great, but what is the reality? Several dozen trains have been cancelled, and passengers are unsure whether they will reach their destination. The government is apparently applying the principle of the former Minister of Infrastructure and Development in Donald Tusk's first government, Elżbieta Bieńkowska. Sorry, that's the climate we have.